That's a bit quieter. The steering drive's been running for about 4 hours now. It started out consuming about 1.5 amps for that speed, and after 4 hours it's down to 1.25 amps. So there's been a little bit of wearing in. You can hear the cyclic variations, and part of that is you can see, if you look inside the chain drive, you can see that it's loose. And so the inner can bounce around a little. So the chain tension varies as it grabs and gets going forward, and then gets going too fast, and then you get slack. That's not a problem. It looks like maybe I'll end up taking a link out of the chain and then adjusting the chain tensioners to make it a little more tight. Overall, nothing in the system is even warm at all. It was only drawing about 4 or 5 watts while running. You can tell, by the way, where your variation in current is being driven, what it's being driven by. If you look at the current, it's kind of hard to see right now because the spike from when I grabbed it. But when this is full screen, you can see the variations in current, and you can look at the cycle rate. The full wheel inner ring here, you can watch it go around and time how long it takes to go around. The sprocket runs 6 times faster. The motor runs 24 times faster. So when you look at the variation in current, you can look at it and say, how fast is that going? Is that going at the rate of the spin of the inner ring? Is it going at the rate of the spin of the sprocket, or is it going at the rate of the spin of the motor? And that helps you narrow down where the variation in drag comes from. Also, once you let it run long enough, you can simply take it apart, and usually you can look and see where it's wearing. In some cases, for this stuff, it really doesn't matter. The small variations are on the order of maybe 1/4 amp. And 1/4 amp, when this thing at peak is probably going to be drawing 30 amps, 1/4 amp's not going to mean anything. As long as it's not damaging the system, you can just let it go and not worry about it. This concludes the first run-in of the steering drive. And the next step in the assembly process will be to disassemble it, look at it, see if there's anything worth changing, probably adjust the chain, and then get back to mounting the inner wheel, and then the wire rope isolators, and finally the mount. It's getting close.